Cubs.
Hey, Robert. After a pretty encouraging last outing, what was the difference today?
It's just out of my mechanics. Wasn't consistent. Left the ball up. Wasn't my slider wasn't throwing it on the plate. They weren't swinging for it. Got to throw those for strikes. Falling behind. And walking the world. That doesn't play here. But we got a great team. Great team win, and just glad they have my back today. Got to do better.
When you speak about those mechanics, what specifically is off right now?
Just my timing. Just trying to stay over the rubber consistently. Trying to stay on top of it. Still trying to find it. Got to find it here soon, and just basically that.
Is that something that in the moment you feel like? Do you feel off when you're out there and are searching to fix it mid-start, or is it something that after the fact you go and look at the video and see what was not working correctly?
I can feel it out there. I just need to do a better job of fixing it in the moment. That's one thing, is when you are off, you have to fix it out there on the mound, and that's one thing I need to do better.
Thank you for your time this evening, Robert. JD, your first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
All right.
Hey, JD. I would imagine that a game-tying home run feels good no matter what, but was it extra sweet today given that it was off Chapman after that hit by pitch that took you out for a little bit?
Yeah. Of course, absolutely. Anytime, pitcher, drills you or anything like that, it's good to get some, a little bit of revenge, square up a baseball. But I have to give credit to, my hitting coaches. It's been a little bit of a rough going right now. I've been getting barrels. I just haven't been finding any luck. But working with E down there and Slater, that at bat, it's hard to make adjustments in games nowadays with the rules. But we made a big adjustment right there just to, work on our hands right there. But, it was, again, big shout out to E and Slate back there that were helping me out. And that was huge for us as a win.
What was the specific adjustment with your hands?
It was pretty much just my hands. I was turning more in my shoulders. My hips, my timing were fine, but I was just not releasing the barrel out in front. I was catching balls a little bit too deep. And so we just made a little bit of adjustment with my hands. That way, I get into that power position quicker, especially with, Chappie throwing, 96 to 100. So you need to get going quick.
JD, does your approach change at all mid at bat when Hamilton gets thrown out there and you're no longer necessarily looking for a single to drive in the tying run?
No. When there's runner on second like that, I'm just I'm just trying to get him over or trying to, get something through the infield. Chapman, obviously high fastball, high spin rate guy. So it's no good to hit a pop-up to outfield when, he's on second. So the best way we can do is, stay short, use the hands, and I was trying to find something, drive something more in the middle. But, yeah, I don't really change my approach. I stick with my strengths. And, I know pitchers are going to make their adjustments. It's just you just got to make your best effort to adjust from them.
Your next question comes from Tim Healy.
Hi, JD. From afar, it sounded like you guys in the dugout were buzzing more chatty, more loud. Was that actually the case today, especially in those middle innings when you're down by 3 or 4 runs and you start chipping away?
Yeah, it's been tough. Again, Tim, I think we've all been a little bit of the roller coaster the first month. We weren't really hitting cylinders or every cylinder, hitting was there, pitching was there, hitting wasn't, defense wasn't there. So, we just tried to learn from last year, flip the script, turn the page from the first month, and again, try to have a fresh new month, kind of take a deep breath. And again, it was the Yankees today. It was a Subway Series. So obviously all of us were excited. How important it is for New York Mets fans. So, it's great to get a win today. And of course, it's a little bit easier to get a little chatty when Frazier's in the dugout now.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Hey, JD, you talked about some of your own offensive things that you're working through. Obviously, Pete has had some struggles as well this year. You're in the cage with him. You see what the kind of work that he's doing. What do you think something like that meant to him and could potentially do for him going forward?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was a tremendous boost. It's funny how we were talking about the other day. He was saying that he needed to get the barrel out on some fastballs and that he was being too late. And, we were talking about it the other day, and, I was just telling him, like, just don't try to do it, just react, use those hands, pull them inside and just rotate with your body. And he, picture perfect right there, right out of the dictionary or right out of whatever. And so he just turned on a fastball, 98, I think it was. And, oh man, right off the bat, I mean, that's huge for him. Hopefully we can get this thing going, a little bit of snowball effect. I know we had a 3-game win streak out in Miami, and then we had a little bit of a hiccup. And so that kind of, threw us off a little bit. So hopefully this kind of game gets us snowballing and gets us going and gets us going through this next month.
He's such a positive guy in general. Did you sense any sort of maybe abnormal frustration from him, which I guess would be normal?
Yeah, of course. Everybody gets frustrated. It's just the way that you handle it. It's a game of failure. Even these guys or even me, I show emotion. I get upset, but I try to do my best, or at least we always talk. We try to do our best to not translate that into defense, into base running or anything like that. We try to be a great teammate. We just try to, turn the page, learn from it, and, make the adjustment the second at bat or the third at bat, whatever it is.
Thank you.
Next question from Mike Puma.
JD, I'm just wondering, does there get to be a desperation level in those late innings? Like, I mean, you guys obviously know you got to win games here in September. You have a chance to come back in the 8th inning. I'm just wondering if it starts going through your head, like, we can't get any further in the hole here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how to answer that, but I know there is a little bit of sense of urgency. We know that there's 1 month left. I think they said it over on the broadcast that it was 22 or 23 more games. I think it is left. So of course there's some kind of sense of urgency, and us being a couple games back from I think the 8th spot. So of course there is, but I don't think it's where it's mentally taking us over, in which we have that sense of urgency where we start panicking. I think we learned from last year to really take a deep breath in those moments or in those late games. I think we take great pride in trying to grind out at bats. We did a really good job with Hap today. We caught a lot of barrels. We got outs. He did a great job. Working the ball left and right. But we were just on pitches and we were barreling pitches up. And so I think that kind of even though we were down, we were still having decent at bats to where us were still feeling comfortable and where we were at, and we just needed a chance and to keep setting the table. This offense, we're pretty good. We get on base a lot. It's just the matter of everybody knows it. It's the runners in scoring position, and so that's what it is. And so we just need to learn from it and grind out more at bats, and sure enough, things will start falling our way.
Next question comes from Mike Vaccaro.
JD, today was obviously a very emotional day for Mets fans. You guys obviously had kind of a really neat pregame ceremony. You had the thing with the dirt on your knee, which I think a lot of people took very well to. Can you just talk about what it was like as a player? Obviously, you're too young to have ever seen Seaver pitch. You weren't around here when he was around here. What was it like for the players to take part in that, knowing, I guess, what Seaver was to the history of the team?
Yeah, no, of course you hit it. I never really got a chance to watch him. Hearing the stories from the grapevine, from, the baseball family, outstanding, human being, outstanding pitcher. My thoughts and prayers are going out to the Seaver family. It's a tough day, and, the Mets family, Mets history, just losing him, even in baseball in general, baseball community. So, you know what? I think it probably gave us a little bit more energy today just to play for him. It was a great win for us, and glad we can get that win for him.
One other question. Was that anybody's idea to put the dirt on the knee, or was that just something that was kind of a group decision?
I have no idea. I didn't even hear about it until I was walking out, until they started putting dirt on my knee. So I have no idea. I don't know.
Do they have to, I mean, again, you never saw him pitch. Did they have to explain to you what the symbolism of that was?
Yeah, they explained the symbol about how he would get so far in his stance or when he delivered his pitch that his right knee would catch the dirt on the mound, and so I think that's pretty cool as a pitcher. He's giving it all. He's giving everything, and he's stretching it out, and I think that's a pretty cool thing to Tom Seaver, the dirt on the knee, the symbol and everything. I think it's pretty cool.
Thank you.
JD, thank you for your time.
Hey, no problem. Thanks.
Pete,
Oh, hold on. Am I off mute?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're good.
Okay. All right. Good.
so Pete, obviously, a huge win for the team. For you personally, though, just how big of a hit was that?
Oh, I think that was my first career walk-off hit and walk-off homer. So it's really extremely special. And I guess this is a valuable lesson. It doesn't matter what happened. You just have to stay resilient and keep fighting and give your best effort each AB, each inning, each pitch. And I'm just happy I capitalized on a great opportunity and send us home.
JD just said that you had been talking to him recently about needing to get the barrel out in front on the fastball. And he talked to you a little bit about not trying to do it, but he said basically what you did on that pitch was picture perfect. Is that something that you think you can take forward with you, that particular swing in that bat?
Yeah, that would be ideal. Yeah, so that's the plan moving forward. My hands felt nice and fluid and elastic moving through the zone. Everything, it just felt like fluid. It felt so nice. I felt, even though it was a really big spot in the game, I felt really calm and collected. I felt under control and balanced. And ultimately, as a hitter, that's how you want to feel in the box. And I'm just so happy that I capitalized and brought this one home. I think that the way that we won it today is extremely special regarding, especially with today being Tom Seaver Day. And I think that this is a really special win, not just for us, but for anybody who knows about the Mets or knows about Tom Seaver. This is a really meaningful and special day. So really, really happy that we could get it done in the way we did. It was remarkable.
You obviously never got the chance to see him play, but you're someone who, since coming up last year, really has embraced the history of this team. What did today mean to you on that level, the pregame ceremonies, the dirt on the knee, and just how much did you know about Tom Seaver and think about that today, especially after you hit that walk-off?
Well, even I never was fortunate enough to watch him pitch, but I am a baseball junkie and a bit of a baseball nerd, so I definitely knew who Tom Seaver was. And for me I know how great he is, and I know how much not just he means to the Mets, but to just baseball in general. That he's an absolute legend, and now he's a baseball god. So to win today, it's extremely special, and my condolences go out to the Seaver family and in the baseball world and people who knew him in the world of baseball.
Next question comes from Mike Mancuso.
Hi, Pete. Just in this grand scheme of things as you get into September, how important are these games, and how much are you guys watching the standings?
Well, every game's extremely important, and we just want to keep attacking each day. And we can watch the standings all we want, but at the end of the day, we have to win each and every day whenever we can. And the standings will take care of themselves if we go out there and win every day. So I feel like we do have a really good chance to play our way in there. And I feel like if we keep playing hard and staying resilient like we have been, and I think we really do have a good chance. So I'm fired up to come to the yard every day and compete, because for me, I obviously I've never been to the playoffs, and for me, I just talking to the veterans and guys that have been there. There's nothing better than playoff baseball. So getting a chance to play in that is earned, and rightfully so. And we just need to earn it day in and day out. We can't earn it tomorrow. We can't earn it the next day. We have to earn it collectively over this month, each and every single day.
Next question comes from Rich Catino.
Pete, you kind of talked about this before, but a very emotional day for the organization and for the Met fan base. After the video tribute, did you feel that emotion kind of resonating in yourself and other members of your team, and did that stay with you throughout the game?
I mean, I absolutely. It's seeing that the tribute video, and not just not just that, but you can't necessarily understand how much of a legend he was until you're here in New York. And I mean, I know when he was with Cincinnati. I mean, my parents grew up in Ohio. My dad was a huge Big Red Machine fan, and Tom pitched for some incredible Reds teams. But here in New York, I mean, it's just different. I mean, it's his impact here is inexplicable of how deep of a reach he has, and the fibers of the community, the Mets fan base, and even any old baseball fan. I mean, he's a legend, and you could just feel that. And I feel like he's smiling down on us today, and it's extremely special. And during the game, it's like you gotta flip the switch. I mean, you gotta concentrate, you gotta lock it in, because you can't let all the external stuff get to you. You have to lock it in, and I feel like that he's definitely smiling down on us right now.
Next question is from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Pete, you mentioned, kind of feeling calm in the box going into that final at-bat. As you go into the 10th inning, you're 0 for 4, a couple strikeouts. I think you had one hit, like, over the last 4 or 5 games. How do you keep that kind of clarity of mind when, obviously, I would imagine personally, you're really eager to make a big contribution?
I mean, none of the stuff that happened is relevant, or it shouldn't be relevant, because what matters is that at bat, because that at bat is happening now. Whatever happened, all the at bats that have happened before, they don't matter in the moment. In the moment is I got a job to do, and we have a game to win. So if I can execute capitalizing on a pitch, then that gives us a really good chance to win the game. And thankfully, the ball I swung at, it was in the zone. I made a really good swing decision, and I capitalized, and the ball went out of the yard. So that's just being resilient, and that's what you have to do, regardless of where you're at and what you're doing. Like, you gotta sack up and go do it. I mean, there's no other way around it. You just have to go out there and attack the situation right here in front. So that's kind of what happened.
What is, maybe over the last week, the number one thing you've been working on in terms of your offense?
I mean, I'm just trying to make good, consistent contact. I'm not trying to, like, pickle balls somewhere. Like, I'm not trying to hit the ball soft, or I'm trying to just hit the ball hard. I'm trying to stay who I am. I mean, I'm not going to beat out as an infield single. I'm not going to, that's not who I am. For me, I'm a power hitter. And for me, I just want to hit the ball hard consistently. I want to lay off pitches I can't drive, and I want to be able to capitalize and drive pitches in the zone and pitches that are in my zone. So ultimately, I just want to keep staying consistent, and I know that I haven't capitalized as much as I know how, and much as I have, and I just want to continue and build off each AB. Each day is a new day, and today's absolutely fantastic. It was a sick ending game. It was extremely fun, but tomorrow's a new day, and it's a new series, and it's go time tomorrow. You got to flip the page regardless of good or bad outcome.
Next question comes from Tim Healy.
Hey, Pete, also to follow up on that sense of calm in the 10th inning, is that a feeling that had eluded you at all recently at the plate, or maybe more generally in game on the line situations?
No, I don't feel It's not that I haven't been calm. It's just that I felt more calm. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. It's like it was just I felt almost like numb at the plate, where it's like the brain is off, and I just felt I felt the dirt underneath my cleats, and I was completely in the flow state. That's kind of how that's the best way I can explain it. The best way. And I feel like previously I felt really good, but I haven't felt like that. I don't know if that makes it's I felt good, but this felt different. And I feel good, and just because the results aren't or haven't been there doesn't mean that I'm lost, or because I feel really good. It's just that I feel like the results just haven't been there, and I can hit the ball hard right at somebody or strike out. But I mean, it's a short season, and for me, I'm just trying to help my team win. I know it has been frustrating, but I just want to keep giving my best effort day in, day out, at bat to at bat, pitch to pitch. So whatever happens. I just need to keep grinding, keep working hard, and just keep attacking every at bat with tenacity and intent.
Pete, thank you very much for your time this evening.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Edwin, when you have an outing like tonight, 2 innings, 4 strikeouts, what are you doing particularly well?
Cuando tú tienes una salida así con 2 innings, 4 ponches, ¿qué tú haces bien ahí?
Comandar mi picheo, atacar la zona del strike es lo más importante. Después que uno localiza los picheos como uno quiere localizarlo y no falla los spots, uno tiene una buena salida, y eso fue lo que hice hoy, trabajar en conjunto con el catcher, comandar mi picheo. Mi primer entrada no tiré mucho verdad porque no me sentía conforme con él como lo estaba tirando. Después hablé con el pitching coach, me dijo que estaba haciendo algo mal. Lo corregí para mi segunda entrada y después lo localicé bien.
Yeah, it was commanding my pitches and attacking the strike zone. It's about locating the pitches that I wanted to, and I also had a lot of communication with Ramos, the catcher. In that first inning that I had, I didn't feel too comfortable with my slider, but when I came back in, I spoke to Hef, and we made some adjustments, and I felt good after that.
What adjustments did you make on the pitch?
Nosotros siempre tratamos de correr como una estrella, tú sabes, la estrella, la que da vuelta así, no como un carrusel, y eso fue lo que él me dio, que me estuviera corriendo como una estrella, y como un carrusel, eso fue lo que estaba pensando, y me ayudó a encontrar el release point de mi slider.
Yeah, no, so what we wanted to do, we wanted to get the spin rate to go a little bit more straight instead of like a carousel, so we wanted to just go a little bit straighter, so that was what we ended up doing.
When you're pitching in the 10th inning there, and you notice that Tyler Wade is taken off when Conforto catches that ball, what's your initial reaction? Did you realize right away, that you were going to have him doubled up, that Wade was, misreading that ball?
Cuando en el segundo inning que tú estabas pichando y esa bola la va con Conforto y tú ves que Wade está corriendo para tercera, tú sabes en ese momento que eso va a ser un double play.
Yo cuando vi que le dio la bola, yo la vi que le dio alta, o sea, no le dio de línea. Conforto estaba bien posicionado, no estaba pendiente del corredor, yo estaba pendiente de hacer mi trabajo, lo miré, lo chequeé, vi que cuando levanté el pie no se fue. Hice mi lanzamiento, cuando salió en la línea y vi que estaba corriendo, dije, vamos a hacer el doble play y vamos a ganar el juego, que es lo más importante.
Yeah, when the batter made contact, I felt like he had high in the air. I didn't think that it was a line drive, but honestly, I wasn't paying attention to Wade when the ball was hit. I looked over before I made the pitch. I saw that he didn't go, so I wanted to make the pitch that I hit. But once I saw that Conforto caught the ball and Wade was far off, I knew that we had a double play.
Edwin, thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Your first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Hey, Louis. During these recent struggles for Alonso, he's had a couple of big hits, and then seems like he hasn't been able to gain any sort of momentum. Have you seen anything lately, or anything in that particular at bat that makes you feel like, all right, this might be a type of breakthrough for him?
Well, we always expecting a big state from Pete. We're always expecting that he's going to do something special there every time he steps to the plate. and I tell him that I had a conversation with him 2 nights ago, and I said just that to him. It's like we always, every time you step up, man, you look so dangerous at the plate, and the things that you can do when you impact the ball is, just have the focus on impacting the ball hard, and then let everything take care of itself. So we talked a little bit about that, and that was one of those at bats. He went in there, and he took a pitch, and then he was ready. He was ready to swing, and did a great job. I mean, bouncing back from the previous 4 at bats, which weren't very much quality. I think you got to give a lot of credit to him just for staying in the game and bringing that at bat to that situation to win it.
Yeah, what does that say about him? I mean, he's still a young player to have that type of not just offensively, but defensively have some issues as well, and still come through like he did.
That's experience. That's just what it is. Just playing experience. The second year in the big leagues, and he's going to see that there's a lot of things in this game that just they kind of put you against the wall. And you make an error, you struck out 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. That it's happened to him, and what can you do? What are you going to do about it? And I think it's experience, and this is some of the things that are just going to get him better.
Your next question comes from Jerry Beach.
Hey, Louis. Obviously, it was an emotional day today for the team. You're playing the Yankees. It's raining. It's a dramatic scenario. Pete's a guy who's kind of had a touch for those moments. When he's going to the plate there, is part of you thinking, wouldn't it be something if he kind of got that first walk-off hit or first walk-off homer right here?
Yeah, we were definitely expecting something special to happen. Like I said in the previous question, like with Pete, we're always expecting always something special from his at bat. So it was an emotional day for us. Special day. Honoring and paying tribute to the greatest man of all time, and then in the game itself, just coming back. Our entire bullpen just coming in and grinding it through just to get us through those 10 innings. It was definitely a lot in play. So I'm glad that Pete just was able to stay within himself, even though the previous 4 at bats weren't quality, like I said earlier. And that's some of the things that are going to happen in this game. And what you can do is just make the adjustment, have your confidence high always, and I think that's what Pete did right there. And he got his pitch and he barreled it.
Next question is from Mike Kuma.
Louis, what did you think of Billy Hamilton trying to steal third there?
Well, first, I'm going to say overly aggressive. Second time, he's been overly aggressive in a situation similar to that one. Him and I had a conversation already after the game. We got a chance to talk, and Billy goes into the game, and Billy Hamilton's got the experience of stealing many bases, and his speed is a game changer. And I thought that's what he did. And I thought the mission was accomplished when he got to second base. He forced Chapman to commit a balk, and then you're at second base, nobody out, and you have JD, Conforto, and Fraser coming in that order, and in a 1-run deficit. That's something that you kind of got to let the guys hit in that situation. If you get a chance later, then you can do. But I thought it was overly aggressive. We talked. He's done that to Chapman before. He knows that he was too aggressive. He felt that he got a good jump, but he wasn't the right situation to run. So we had the conversation, and it's not good baseball at the time, and it's understood at the point, and moving forward for it.
Also, it gets lost a little bit sometimes in a game like this, but Shreve comes in there and gives you a couple of quality innings, gets out of that other gem behind the Gsellman. Just what's he meant to you this year?
He's been great. He's been great. We've asked a lot from him too. Going 2+ like he did today, but he's gone multiple innings several times, and then so he's ever since the first time we've asked him to go multiple innings, he's responded really well for us. And I thought today was different. He didn't have the fastball split touch that he usually has. His command was a little off, and he's still pitching. And competed very well, and he got through no problem, even though he had some challenges. You know, those days are going to come as well, and that's when you got to pitch when you don't have your stuff like you do usually. So he did that today, and like I said at the beginning, he's been great to us, for us.
Next question comes from Ed Coleman.
Hey, Louis. Last night in Baltimore, you tacked on a lot of runs. Today, you had deficits to make up, but you kept coming back. Do you see the offense or think the offense is responding a little bit better to situations now?
Yeah, it's a lot better with runs in scoring situation today. You know, it's something that we knew that it was going to start happening, you know, more consistently. I mean, because we had conversations, several conversations from, you know, coaches here. Chili Davis is working remotely. I mean, he's got constant conversation with them just about, you know, those type of situations when they show up, because we always been really good at creating those situations, getting on base. But you know, we haven't been great is scoring those runs. And you know, I think for how much we get on base, we should be scoring a lot more runs. And you know, the guys right now are starting to get into that approach as a team where we are connecting those quality at bats when there are runners on.
Next question comes from Enrique Rojas.
Hola, Luis.
Ya, Enrique.
En el día de hoy, un día muy emocionante, le hacen un homenaje a la memoria de Tom Seaver. Están jugando contra los Yankees, caen abajo inmediatamente 0-4, otra vez en el medio del juego caen abajo, pero al mismo tiempo están peleando una octava plaza de playoff. ¿Qué habla de tu equipo, lo que pudo hacer hoy? ¿Qué tú crees que tu equipo mostró con todas esas cosas que había sobre la mesa y salir airoso? ¿Qué mostró tu equipo?
Bueno, Enrique, estos muchachos, yo siempre le he dicho, los jugadores de posición en esta temporada, lo he dicho que siempre han peleado, ellos siempre están empujando, no importa qué déficit nosotros tenemos, ellos siempre están animando entre ellos, siempre están luchando con su turno de calidad, creamos muchísimas situaciones. Una de las cosas que nos estaba permitiendo en un momento quizás completar mucho de los combates que teníamos era de la forma que estábamos bateando con corredores en posición anotadora, pero eso es algo que ha mejorado bastante. Y este grupo pelea, los muchachos pelean, y es de verdad una gran familia. Ahora Fraser reuniéndose con nosotros y bateando ahí en el medio del line-up en los últimos 2 días ha ayudado bastante también a motorizar esa ofensiva. Así que sí fue un día de mucha emoción para nosotros, rindiéndole tributo al mejor Met de todos los tiempos, Tom Seaver. Para nosotros fue un honor salir a hacerle el tributo y estar ahí representándole y vistiéndole el uniforme que él vistió y ganar ese juego, este gran partido que ganamos hoy viniendo desde atrás. Así que fue un trabajo colectivo increíble que hicieron ese bullpen viniendo desde temprano en el juego, nosotros sin relevista largo y tirar inning múltiple ahí como lo hizo Shree, familia, y luego el mismo Sugar Díaz que tiró 2 innings, me dijo que desde el 2016 no tiraba 2 entradas. Y de verdad que fue un trabajo colectivo que hicimos y de verdad muy contento. Tenemos que seguir mañana en este mismo tono, seguir anotando carreras y el bullpen metiendo el brazo.
Luis, thank you for your time this evening.
See you tomorrow. Good night, guys.